One of the environmental issues that plagues Australia is soil salinity. Soil salinity affects many aspects of Australian agriculture and the natural environment, which includes the ability to grow crops and animal habitats. Hi, my name is Alvin, and this is my presentation on the environmental impacts on Australia due to soil salinity. The impacts of soil salinity are quite numerous, and the problem of salinity has been around for as long as Australia has been a continent. Areas such as agriculture, the natural environment, and biodiversity are all being threatened because of salty soils. Dryland salinity is quickly devastating and degrading land which is used to farm crops as well as many native animals which call these places their home. Whereas irrigation salinity occurs due to improper irrigation practices which are initially used to reduce salinity, having a greater negative effect rather than fixing the problem. Although salinity is a problem across Australia, the damage is most visible in Western Australia where the salt buildup can be seen on the surface, which has coined the term white plague. While conducting research on soil salinity, the Google search engine was used to find relevant information and previous research that had been conducted on the topic. Using keywords such as soil salinity and land degradation led me to government websites and other peer-reviewed articles that had relevant information which was used in my research. These were the main sources of most of the information that was gathered, as the different governing environmental bodies of each Australian state was combating salinity in different ways, which led me to well-researched information. Looking deep into the science that was involved with soil salinity, I was able to decipher the chemical compounds involved, as well as the different types of salinity such as dryland or irrigation-based salinity. Throughout the research that was conducted, I was able to find out how salinity is caused, whether it was dryland or irrigation based. Another area which I had found interesting was that each Australian state had methods to combat salinity through the research conducted by the scientists and how long it would take to fix these issues. Some of the common practices that were evident across each state was identifying the causes and coming up with effective renewable ways to fix salinity in the long run. One method that was thoroughly researched and implemented in New South Wales was the introduction of leucine plants, more commonly known as alfalfa, into the crop cycle to absorb the salt in the ground to provide better soil conditions which would result in the ability to grow more profitable crops in the future. Although there are many instances of progress being made with soil salinity in the present, the speed at which scientists can research and then implement these solutions is still being outrun by the rapid accumulation of salt in and around Australia. Further research on this environmental obstacle, I was able to find that the testing of the soils is a cost-effective way which can start to help both prevent and slowly eliminate saline soils, which would lead to the eventual treatment and reclamation of highly damaged land in Australia. As students would enter early primary school, for example grade 1 and 2, these young learners can start to consider the changes that are happening in their environment and what the repercussions these changes can have on the earth. Making observations and asking questions to further their own knowledge in this area would help students understand the impacts of salinity in soils and how it would affect the environment, furthering the goals of the Australian curriculum in both biological and chemical sciences. Thank you for viewing this presentation, and I hope this has been some help to you in understanding soil salinity a little more.